What's going on, YouTube? Claic's all back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and if you can see behind me, the hype for one of the most loved collabs is coming back. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to show you guys off a couple of units I got. I'm not going to be able to put my pool video up on YouTube because of copyright restrictions on the music. We had to dig deep on this one. It took us all of the 25k steps and then probably 5 to 6 11 pools and 50 tickets, with some of the tickets being 30% tickets. I think like 3 or 4 of them being 30% tickets. Some of them being 10%. But hey, we got both their STMRs. We actually got 5 barrel. We were really just going for Elisperis' STMR, and we got it. So hey, that's good. So I have some personal stuff going on in my life. I'll go over that at the end of the video. I don't want to ruin any fun for anybody who doesn't want to get downed right now. But let me give you guys a few thoughts on these units since I didn't get a banner review out. So essentially, Elisperis is a very, very strong unit. The thing that's weighing her down is that she has to use her TMR to be able to activate her great passive that allows her to triple cast her abilities. Now, in the future, they will allow you to be able to use the STMR instead of the TMR to be able to trigger those abilities. That's not really going to help everybody out there in the world. So what can you do with Elisperis in the meantime? She has no way to imbue on her own element, and she has no way to imperil. So you're going to need an outside imperil to be able to use her. On top of Ignis being by far the best support to pair with Elisperis. Ignis has the ability to dual cast imbues, and you're going to have to be able to imbue your friend as well. Or you could just skip out on her massive TMR equipped, you know, passives, and then just try to use some other kind of katana on her to maybe balance it out, having an element equipped to it. I don't know. Elisperis can be very powerful, but she is kind of hinged on the fact that she cannot imbue, and she must use her TMR to get that strength. Other than that, she's really strong. Those are her things that take her back, and the life leech. Yeah. Then we have Beryl here, and Beryl actually is one of my favorite tanks so far, obviously. I mean, looking at his kit, he has everything you want to take. He has an AoE magic cover. He has 100% provoke. He has ways to mitigate damage. He has ways to deal damage. And when he deals damage, he is actually chaining in a lot of the most popular chaining families, which is amazing. There is a little bit of setup with him. It does take a little bit. He can break. He can remove all the status breaks on your team. He could do a lot of great things. So I'm interested to test him out. The problem is he can't equip a shield, so it's time to see how tanky he is compared to Awakened Rain. If we just want to look at nuts and bolts, Awakened Rain is always going to be better. He can just tank. He can buff. He can single target provoke like he can. Awakened Rain just does it better if you're talking about just pure tanking. Now, if you want to mess around with Beryl, do some damage, have all this other support that you can unlock later on, Beryl's going to be your man. Beryl is an excellent unit. Probably the second best magic tank we have in the game right now under Awakened Rain. So that's all my thoughts on those guys. Again, it took me pretty much both 75k total lapis, right? I had to do all 3 banner laps. Then I did like 5 or 6 different 11 pulls, 50 tickets, like I said. I don't even know if I said that before. Now I am. It took a lot of stuff to get these this STMR right here. I needed Elisperis' STMR. It's fucking fantastic. And Barrels is cool for him. And there are other units that are going to be able to use it. But Elisperis is meta-defining coming up in the future. I think it's very, very strong. So it took me a lot. And the reason you guys can't see that video is I played some songs that are not copyright YouTube friendly, and so I can't post it. If you guys would like to check that out, go to my Twitch channel, go to my past videos. It says it's a Dungeon Hunter Champions video, but that's because I started with Dungeon Hunter Champions. Then you keep going, and FFBE pulls start happening afterwards. So, without further ado, let's talk about this week. Not last week, let's talk about this week. And this week they are bringing back the Nier Automata banner that everybody really loved in the past and still do. They love the game, they love these units. And it looks like we are getting the 7-star upgrades to 2B and A2. So let's go ahead and look down. It is a limited time banner. Rates are going to be put up. They are bringing a step up with it, which is which is awesome. I know a lot of people really wish the step up was there last time they came out, because we spent $1.50 to get them. Problem being is that at this point in the game, I know we hate comparing to JP, but for limited time banners, there was a way, especially for the A2 2B banner, where you guys could do some summons. You end up getting a select summon ticket where you could pick A2 or 2B if you do enough of the 5k pulls. It's not here yet. It's still not here. Also, this is coming a little bit out of order, and it's not a bad thing. I know you guys love it, but, you know, a little bit weird, Gumi. We need help on these limited time banners to be able to make these 7 stars for people who haven't been around. But let's go ahead and talk about them for a minute. We have A2. We all know about A2. You know, she's been out for a while. Gentle Trader. These STMRs are broken. Boost attack by 80% when equipped with a large sword, so you just get 80% flat off the bat. That would be enough on its own, in my opinion. And then it has physical and magic damage against Machina monsters is increased. Pretty strong. This could be something... I like that it has physical and magic. This could be something you can put on a hybrid dealer like Fravia to help her out, you know? It's a little bit of hybrid damage. Pretty cool. So the STMR are very, very good. And then we already know about Beast Lord. The problem is that when we see a weapon as a Trust Mastery reward, until they fix it to where STMRs can be used for Wells, I'm just going to call Wells out for that because it doesn't really help anybody. They must have that on to get their TMR passive, so remember that. When you're looking forward to a 7-star unit, think, is their weapon good enough to be that weapon in their hand, or possibly the only weapon in their hand because it is the true double hand meta? Is it good enough? And Beast Lord is not. It has no element. It's only 125 attack. You know, Beast Roar doesn't save it, you know what I mean? So, it was good in its time. It was decent when the dual wield meta was around, but it's kind of dead now. Looking over what A2 gets, A2 does get W cast, but that was in A2's kit on JP at just 6-star. So I don't know how they're going to change her into global. I don't know if they're just going to meld that in, if she's going to be different. If we base her off of her JP counterpart, so when JP got her again, she was automatically 7-star. Her kit was a bit different. She does get an ability that she can W cast that has a high multiplier on it, but it is a very weird chaining frames from what I understand. So she just doesn't, she gets some true double hand in her kit. Her TMR actually, the good thing about her is you can skip her TMR passive. It just gives her more machine killer, a couple of boosted attack stat, thing like that. It's nothing game breaking that you can't just be like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice it, it sucks, but I'll do it because the having a better weapon on her with an element is much more feasible and much better. So you can build her true double hand from what I've seen. She can chain, but she's really going to need another A2 to chain with. But this is a really popular banner, so they may be running around for you as well. Moving on down to 2B. 2B got her 7-star action, and it was not as kind as A2 was, sadly. We have, but her STMR is great. Boost attack by 40% when equipped with a sword, katana, or a spear. Boost physical damage against humans. So we got a human killer in there. Then it enables to be or not to be, it looks like, which is an ability it can use. Very, very strong STMR, just like A2's. Very useful. We looked down at the Trust Master reward. Again, it was a very strong katana. It's still a strong katana. However, it's not a strong katana when you're only wielding it. Now, you guys can build 2B, I guess dual wield. You can try to go for the true dual wield build. We all know that that's not going to be as strong as the other damage dealing units are with the true double hand. 2B just doesn't get much upgrades. Her 7-star abilities enable her access to her upgraded abilities. You know how you had to cast ability, cast another one. It gives her some stronger abilities to use, but her chaining's just not going to be there unless you're chaining with another 2B. Her limit burst doesn't even get that much stronger in my opinion. And she is severely a disappointment. I'm sorry, guys. After looking at her abilities, talking to people that play JP, she's a major disappointment when it comes to 7-star meta. Now, again, you guys can use these units. They're going to be better than better than most 6-star damage dealers and some of the 7-star damage dealers anyway, especially if you guys build them up the way you love to. Again, the problem being is her STMR ability is what gives her the 100% true double hand, I do believe. So if you're trying to go that route with the 100% right there, bada bing, bada boom, you're stuck with a katana, just like Elisperis was, with no thing attached to it. Now, the good thing about 2B, element attachment, excuse me, the good thing about 2B is she can go ahead and imbue lightning on her attacks, right? I do believe that's in our kit. So that's something she has going for her, and lightning is very popular right now. But it's just that 2B doesn't have the attacks to back it up. Like, the attacks she used to have were okay, and her limit burst was really what made her shine. Sadly, this is not what makes 2B shine right here. She just doesn't work anymore because of the way the meta has gone forward. And again, I'm talking in terms of units that are already out that are 7-star. Now, if you only have 2B or you just really want to make 2B work, she will work for you. She will dish the damage out. It's just not going to be as good as the other units, okay? Moving on down, we have Eve, Hal's Experiment gone wild. Guy is nothing to me. Apparently Hal loves him to death. I don't care for him at all. Resentment boost HP about 30%. I mean, that's going to be an HP 30% if you want it. TMR that you guys should be able to farm from a raid that's going on right now, so that's going to be interesting. And 9S. This unit used to be baller. He's not going to be that baller anymore unless you're new to the game. Very good breaker, imperiler. I've used him a lot in a lot of guides and a lot of times when I'm trying to take down the enemy. And I've also used this little trust mastery right here, Pod 153. Still good even to this day, guys. Going to be worth it. Grab you up a 9S. I think when you're on this banner, you really want to be going for the 9S here. Then we have 210. It's not really going to matter too much. So but I mean, if you don't have mechanical heart, if you weren't around for the first time, mechanical heart is actually still useful in my opinion. I still find myself thinking about putting it on my tanks, even 7-star Willy. I kind of want that on there. So there are some great TMRs on this banner that you guys can get from the smaller units. The problem is you are going to have to split time between 9S and Eve, and a lot of people got screwed by that. And the other 2 units are fan favorites. There is a step up. However, they're just not as good as what you probably hoped they would be at the 7-star, and I don't see global upgrade anywhere on them, so that's going to be a little rough. Now, A2, again, just a different unit in global than she was in JP, excuse me, so maybe she gets a little bit of changes, but I mean, be hyped. I mean, you could be hyped. They're gonna work. Like I said, don't let me cut you down. I'm just trying to be truthful with you guys. Then the raid comes back again. We're gonna go in here and grab some goodies, some things that we can put on. Some heavy armor B. Ooh, baby. Iron Will. Nice. Cruel Oath. Again, you guys go in here and get these items just by playing in the raid. I love raids. I mean, most people love raids. It gives you a chance to get some money in your pocket, some Gill Snappers, give you some experience in your pocket with the Metal Gigantoirs, and just have fun grinding the raid that doesn't take your energy. Which I need to spend my energy on doing the story. Don't let me not do that. I need to do story. I need to catch up. I think I just got to the part where I can get, Alexander. Anyway, Trial of Vengeance comes out. Awaken Hasiko. Again, this is just going to be... We've already fought this boss several times at this point, but we're going to fight him again. The light and dark elements are effective. Kupo kill spirits around her to reveal her true weakness. Ooh, that's interesting. So we got to kill these spirits that are floating around. But watch out for the strong attack afterwards. So I guess when we kill a spirit, we need to have some mitigation up and some cover up. We got to be ready. You might have a tough time if you don't build up your resistances against stone elements. So, she's out there handing out some marijuana. Anyway, so we have the complete quest, low limit burst, get 2 rare summon tickets, photo locket. That's really creepy and bad. That's really creepy and bad. So here's the problem I'm having with these trials. They're fun, man. You know, you get into a trial, you have some fun. She takes her MP, we all laugh, we all cry, whatever. But please make some of these rewards worth it. 22 spirit 15% on a creepy photo locket. Can it have something cool on it, Goomy? Come on, man. Make this stuff good. Make it worth going after. So that's pretty much all we have this week. Again, 2B, A2, they get their 7-star upgrades, which is amazing. Really, really cool stuff. And then we also get the Nunki 10-man trial. The problem I have, amazing unit. Look at that. Design, I mean. Amazing boss design. Looks stellar in the game. However, the whip is not that great. I know people were telling me, like, Barbaricia, Darkfina want this whip. There are better whips out there. Marlboro's Tentacle, for example, it's going to be better than these in most cases. And then they tell me it's good for the arena. Pretty much the arena is a joke to me. And I don't know if that's a bad thing for my viewers, because I think that you can just go in there with my team, 2 Ashes, Transterra, GL Sakura. You can use any kind of magic chainer at this point. It could be any of them. And then have a finisher. Mine used to be Noctis. I actually switched them out for Awakened Rain just so I could piss people off and have the Awakened Rain with 1,000,000 elements, because I would be fighting Awakened Rains with them. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to fight him, you're going to have to fight my Awakened Rain. So that's why I have it in there. So I don't really worry about this Flame Whip or this putting this Fire Element and stuff on my attacks, because I'm just doing non-elemental magic attacks to get through any kind of evade, to get through any kind of elemental resist, because it's non-elemental, and then I usually had a finisher, but now I have Awakened Rain. So I don't really care about that stuff when it comes to the arena, because I don't use it. Next up, then we have maintenance here happening. Again, it's going to be happening Wednesday night, and that's going to be about it right here when it comes to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. So we have a raid to be doing. That's going to be awesome. I didn't really give my thoughts on the Wave Banner review, or the Wave Banner event, so I'm going to do that now. They pretty much took a King Mog event and chopped off the King Mog part. Yay, everything in the game's a wave battle event, Goomy. It's literally, if I go to a world, I go to the first level, I go 1, 2, 3 waves, wave battle event. That's not good, man. You gotta come up with something better now, right? And also, please start giving us a little bit better, you know, guaranteed stuff on these limited time banners. It's kind of rough on people out there trying to get their favorite unit 7-star, and you can't UOC them, so there's got to be some way to counteract that, in my opinion. And then finally, I do want to touch on something that's going on personally with me. If you guys knew, maybe you didn't, I'm going to go ahead and say that now. So if you don't want to be somewhat saddened, turn the video off, get excited for this week. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. So I lost my brother, my big brother, a couple of months ago at this point. I think, you know, honestly, the days just meld together. Very, very abruptly. He was a good man. He was a coal miner. He worked really hard for his family, and he just fell down in his house with a heart attack. And it was really hard on me because death is something I struggle with anyway. Then to have it happen so close to me was rough because when my dad passed away, we knew things were going bad for him, right? It took a while, things were going downhill, and I had time to accept it. But to see my big brother just go down out of nowhere is troublesome. Then shortly after that, my aunt passed away, so it was just like boom, boom. Yeah, and then now my mother is in the hospital. Her ammonia levels are really high. She was hysterical. They were saying she was cursing, and my mom doesn't curse, so that was not her. I mean, I guess it's her. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's not her normal actions. She was screaming, "Get me out of here!" The ammonia levels really are toxin to your brain, and hers are really high. Apparently, her liver isn't filtering it or whatever correctly, so they have to get some medicine into her. The good news is that hopefully with this medicine and continued medication like that, the ammonia levels will get taken out of her system and she'll return back to normal. News so far that I've gotten today is she's better than yesterday. So she knew where she was. She wasn't screaming, but she's in and out of sleep. And yeah, so that's gonna be a crazy Thanksgiving, but it just feels really weird with my family. So if you guys can send me good vibes, especially for my mom, dude, I don't want to lose my mom yet, you know. I appreciate that. So yeah, sorry about that. That's rough for me. So but I like to be 100% transparent. You know, my videos, my streams might not be around too much this week because I'm struggling with stuff. But you know, it's cool, right? We'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Just good vibes for me and good vibes to you guys, and best of luck. Also, I won't be pulling on the banner. I didn't bring this up. I know this is kind of, the video's going long, but hey, people who are here to have fun, right, and talk and just learn things. So, Bob Ross set it up here. So, if we look at my 5 and 6 stars and we go to other, I don't think I'm going to be pulling on the A2 and 2B. I went too hard. I can't get the 2B or the A2 STMRs as I'm missing one of each. Now, maybe we'll get crazy on Monday next week and we might go for them a little bit. I'll do dailies. We'll see what happens. But I am going to cut back a little bit. I'm only going to go for things I absolutely need because my teams are just too strong. And these STMRs are great, but you know, I already have their 7 stars. I wouldn't be going for them anyway. And Friday, I'm going to not be streaming at all. I have tickets to a big game for Mountaineers, so I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly, mom recovers, and you know, we have a good game to go to. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be good. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you're excited about these units, and if maybe you feel a little bit different when it comes to A2 or 2B. For me, they seem a little lackluster, but maybe there's some secrets and some tech in there you guys can teach me. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.